Hey, it is. What time is it? Quarter after 5. Wow, did that motorcycle really have to go by? I literally just started it, and it's already going by. That's what I get. I'm back from work. Finally, it was a 3-day week. I'm back. Man, it was tiring. Today was actually really tiring. Like, I'm not gonna lie right now, I'm extremely tired. Like, if I really wanted to, I could probably just go hop in my nice cozy bed, you know, chill with like a couple hundred subscribers, and like just lay there naked. That's it. We're not gonna touch each other. We're just gonna lay there naked. That's weird. That's gross. So in the background, I'm just gonna be doing some fire making. Don't mind me. Just me and my little lonesome self, just doing some magic log burning. But I want to talk about some stuff, and I had this idea for a little bit to talk about for like the first day of the marathon. So I might as well just start now. And it's like how I got into RuneScape, you know, like who led me into it, what I first did, you know, my first encounters and stuff like that. So I'm going to be explaining that to you guys right now. So basically, back in 2006, I moved to a new school, and you know, I didn't really have any friends because obviously it was a new school, you know, little JimSauce in 4th grade, didn't know what to do. So these two kids, they were on my bus, and they were nice enough to start talking to me, and I heard them talking about, you know, a game, and I never heard of it before. You know, I always played games, you know, console games and stuff, but I didn't really know about computer games. You know, I knew about like different computer games, just like in browser games. I mean, granted, I guess RuneScape is considered a browser game, but you guys know what I mean. I knew about like little like free online games or addictinggames.com, like that kind of stuff. But then when they were talking about this, it sounded really neat. Like, it sounded something totally different than I ever heard before. So then I started asking them more about it, like, what do you do? You know, how do you do things on it? And, you know, like, how long have they been playing? What level are they? And, you know, so on and so forth. And eventually, you know, I came home and I tried it out. And the first ever account I made actually isn't this account. Technically, okay, I guess technically this is the only account, but there was an account that was made prior to this one, but it never went through because I wasn't old enough to play the game. And like I said, since I never did anything like this before, I put in like my real age and everything. You know, I told them I was like, I don't know, how old was I? I was like 11, 9, 10, 11, something like that. And, you know, I put in that I was like 10 or 11 years old, and they basically said, no, you can't play this game. And I thought I ruined the, like, whole chance of me ever playing the game ever in, like, my entire life. Because when I went to go make a new account, it still tried to put me in as, you know, the last account that I tried creating, which obviously they wouldn't let me use because I wasn't old enough. And then I told my mom, and she's like, well, if you're not old enough, well, I don't know if you should be playing this game. And I'm just like, come on, Mom. Really gonna say no to Sauce Boss? And, you know, eventually we finally figured it out, and I made this account. And I'm still playing on today. So then, you know, the next day, I get on the bus, you know, I'm excited. I told them I made the account, you know, I logged in, I did a couple things. You know, I was telling them about it, I told them my username, and I told them my password. And this is what kind of screws me over in the long run. And you know, I told them that because I thought they needed that to add me, because I never played the game before. You know, I didn't know how it worked. So I told them, both of them, and they were like, alright, cool, you know, we'll add you, and then we'll play. So then, you know, fast forward a little bit, I started playing, and I used to think a fire staff was one of the rarest items in the game, and I also thought barbarians were one of the toughest things to kill in the game, so I was extremely scared of them. And I remember I finally collected 1.2k gold, and I died by a barbarian, and I lost it. And back then I didn't know what to do. You know, I was still stupid. I didn't know how to make money. I didn't know like how the game worked. I literally had my mom go and create a new account to give me the 25 GP and the full bronze that they used to give you, because I didn't have anything. You know, I didn't know how to get it back. So I had my mom make herself an account just to give me the items, and that's how I had to do it. I actually did that a couple times because I died, and let me tell you, she was actually really annoyed when I made her do that. Alright, so now fast forward a little bit more, and I finally start to train, and now this is where it got really weird. So everybody trained at goblins and cows. That's what I remember. And you know, I was at goblins, I was at cows. Occasionally I would do some chickens. But for some reason, when I went to go do chickens, my attack style changed, and it changed to defense. So from what I knew was, if you kill chickens, you get defense XP, and that's how I thought it was for a while. I thought you got defense XP from chickens. I thought you got attack XP from guards, and I thought you got strength experience from cows, because every now and then when I would go to kill them, my attack style would be changed, and that's what I would gain experience for. So that's how I thought it worked, until later on I actually figured out that you can change the style and train it to what you want. So that was a big thing for me, because I would sit there, you know, day in and day out killing chickens to get defense XP, when really I could be killing whatever I wanted. And that was just, I didn't really feel stupid, because I didn't know. I was more excited than anything when I found out that I could change it. So then comes a little bit more forward, and I start training woodcutting. And me and the two friends, we were still friends at this point. And, you know, woodcutting was awesome. You know, we finally got our rune axes, chopping down at, you know, Draenor Village, chopping down the willows. We would even wake up like an hour before we had to go to school just so we could do some woodcutting. And it was awesome because, you know, I never did this before. You know, I actually have like really good two close friends. We're playing a game together. We're hanging out. This is awesome. You know, I'm in 4th grade. I'm loving it. And we had like a little idea in our head that the black axe was rarer than any other axe in the game, because we had never seen it before. So eventually I started to, you know, gain levels more and more, and I would get past them, and I actually came upon a black axe. By the way, guys, me recording this, like, obviously I'm taking pauses and stuff. Sorry about my squeaky chair. I'm taking pauses and stuff with Camtasia. A lot of people want to know what I used to record. I do use Camtasia Studio. It's actually Camtasia Studio 8, and I don't know if it's just me, but you know, when I have my air conditioner on, obviously I'm fine, I'm cool, it's good in here, but I have a thing, like, I don't want you guys to hear it. You know, it's not extremely loud, it's kind of like a humming in the background. You guys would like hear a little bit of a hum. If you guys don't mind the hum, that would be awesome, because, and then I could turn it on. Actually, let me give you guys, like, here, hold on. Alright. So basically, I would be sitting here commentating, and, you know, that's what you guys would hear in the background. You guys would hear that. As of right now, it's probably a little bit louder because it's just kicking on. But, you know, I would enable noise removal in the background, so it would go down lower than what you guys may or may not hear. So I just want to give you guys an idea. Like, I'm sitting here sweating my balls off trying to make this video. So let me turn it off again. Okay. Oh, so besides that, back to the RuneScape talk. Fast forward a little bit more, and I finally get membership. And this was pretty crazy for me because I really wanted it a long time. Like, I wanted it for a while, begging my mom for it, you know, please, 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 please. You know, she was scared because she didn't want to put the credit card online. You know, I told her to use PayPal. I told her different ways to pay for it. Eventually, she ended up using her credit card, or a debit card, whichever one it was. And, you know, I was ecstatic. I loved it. Like, it was amazing. So, I log in. You know, I'm in Falador. I'm ready to play. And then all of a sudden I log in and there's a cannon. And I stop. Those first couple seconds for me were the scariest moments in RuneScape history for me, because I had no idea what it was capable of. I thought that people could, set down cannons and kill people like whenever they wanted. So I thought I was dead. At that moment, I thought I was completely dead. There was nothing I could do. Goodbye RuneScape, goodbye account, goodbye membership, peace. And it was really bad. I logged off like within 0.3 seconds of logging in. I logged back out because I was extremely scared for my life. And eventually I realized that, they can only attack monsters, they can't attack me. I'm safe, I don't have to worry about anything, and then I was extremely happy again. I carried on my little saucy way, and started to play some more RuneScape. And the first thing I did was I started to thieve. I started to do some thieving. I started pickpocketing men. I tried to get that up as fast as I could. And at this time, me and those two kids are still friends. Just remember that. And just not that it really matters, but the one kid was like a Czechoslovakian kid, and another kid was like this little short 3-foot Vietnamese kid. And yeah, he's kind of sketchy. I still know him to this day, but I don't talk to him. You guys will hear more soon. Anyways, so now I'm carrying on my little way, and we used to think, like I said, the black axe was extremely rare. So I told them that if they could find me a dragon axe, I would give them the black axe for it, and they were totally down with that. But the problem was, they never got membership. Throughout their whole RuneScape career, they never got membership, and I never understood why. I mean, good to them, because now they're not, addicted to it like some people, me. And that's awesome, great for them. But those little things that we did, it made RuneScape really fun. So now we're gonna fast forward a little bit more, and it's coming to the end of the school year, the end of the next school year actually, and I'm about to move houses. I'm gonna move, new place, new school again. I'm not gonna be with my friends anymore. I've moved a lot during my life. All in the same state. I live in Pennsylvania. All in the same state, but different schools. And had to make a lot of new friends a lot of times, and it was kind of difficult, but I managed, and I did what I had to do. So now I'm at this new school, and first day I come back and I'm like, alright, I want to play some RuneScape. So I go to log in, and I can't get on. And this is weird because I typed in my stuff perfect. I never mess up my stuff. I've been playing RuneScape for almost a year now. I'm not gonna mess up my stuff. I know what it is, I know what I need to do to log in, but I can't get on, and I don't know why. So then I try again. It tells me I need to wait 5 minutes, so I'm eagerly waiting, just sitting there for 5 minutes, fiddling my thumbs, not doing homework, and try to log in again. No, can't get on. So now I have to go to a recovery process because I thought my account was gone, and indeed it was gone. And I was actually really scared, so I had my mom come help me. I'm like, Mommy, I got hacked, I don't know what to do. And she started helping me with the recovery questions and stuff, and recovering the account and getting it unlocked, and because it ended up getting locked because a lot of stuff went down. So now, thinking about it, think about what I said in the beginning of the video. Made my account, got on the bus the next day, told my two friends my username and my password. A year later, I moved, and the little Vietnamese kid remembered my password, waited until I moved, and hacked this very account that I'm on right now. And I called his house, his brother answered. I called him over and over again, yelling at him, telling him to give me my stuff back. Eventually, the account recover went through, and I ended up getting this account back. But it wasn't until a very long, brutal time where I didn't have my stuff, and it was pretty bad. And thinking about it, this kid remembered for a year straight what my password was, and waited for the perfect moment until I moved to move in and take my account. I give him props for that, but at the same time, that's low, man. Like, we were good friends, and for him to just take that from me is just, that's real low. I just went to go eat, but I guess the moral of the story comes down to this, and this one thing only. Never, ever give little Vietnamese kids your RuneScape password, because they'll hack you. That's just plain and simple. I'm just messing. If I have any Vietnamese viewers, hello. I'm not really sure how you would say hello, so I'm not gonna make fun of you or say anything weird or say something that's not right, because that would probably make me upset too. Like when Australians say Z instead of the letter Z. I don't get it. That's just me. Or when E-Man says aluminium, or I think it's like, yeah, aluminium instead of aluminum. It beats me. I don't understand why it happens like that, but I guess it's just where you're from. That's the only way that I can really see it. But I am fire making right now, and reason being is that I'm 98 and I'm halfway to 99, and I do have it banked, so I'll probably be getting that sometime over the weekend. I do plan on going out though, probably not today or tomorrow, but Friday into Saturday I think I'm gonna be going out. Me and a couple of friends plan on going to the mall and then going back to his place, probably go swimming and chill, relax, do whatever, and have fun. So if you guys want to understand what this marathon is, I know it's kind of late in the video for me to kind of tell you guys. I brought it up in a previous video, and technically today will be day number 1 for it. And a lot of people had a lot of different things that they requested. One that I saw first was 20 minutes for a month, 20-minute videos for a month straight. Another one I saw was 15-minute videos for 2 weeks, 15-minute videos for 20 days. There was a lot of mixed comments. So what I'm gonna do is 20 minutes, 20 day, or 20 days, 20-minute marathon. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, something like that. Unless you guys have some other title that you guys want me to call it, but that's what it's gonna be. So for 20 days in a row, we're gonna do 20-minute videos, which means every video you're gonna see from me will be over 20 minutes long for the next 20 days. And then after that 20 days is over, it'll go back to whatever random duration video it is, anything random, or however long I feel like talking, or however long the video is gonna be. And another thing is, a lot of people ask me about the 24-hour live stream, Max Cape, and something else. I don't remember what it was. 24-hour live stream. Scape Skill is doing a 24-hour live stream. It's a charity live stream, and that will be running on July 6th, I believe, from 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. Yeah, that's perfect. I think he's GMT +1 or something like that. So if you guys want to like do that your time, I don't really know exactly when that is for me, to be honest. I have to check that out. But I was invited to be in his 24-hour live stream, so if you see me pop in or do something, you guys will know why. And the Max Cape Mondays, those will be continuing when possible. I want to regain all the 99s that were reset. Once I get those 99s back, then I will be continuing with the rest of my stats. It's just kind of be weird to get stats over again that I've already gotten and were in videos. So I'm gonna take as much time as I need to get these stats back until those videos can become saucy again. If that is cool with you guys, I know you guys will be cool with that because you guys are awesome and lots of love and support. So it's getting really hot in my room. But as for me, I plan on waiting a little bit. I might be talking to Dan for a little bit, but afterwards, my one friend should be coming back from his grandma's, and then we're going to be playing some League of Legends. I did look more into computers. I did find I found a computer last night on CyberPower PC or whatever that I really did like. It was under $1,000. It was good. It was an i7, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I think it was a 3.5 gigahertz processor. It was Intel, obviously, and I forget the graphics card on it. Terabyte of hard drive. I believe the graphics card was dedicated, if I do recall. I don't remember, so I'm gonna have to recheck that. It was put at a 430 watt power supply, so I bumped it up to a 500. I was gonna go to a 750, but I suppose it's not extremely needed. It's just I guess it's better, but that's just how life goes. But we are coming up on that 20-minute mark. If you guys did enjoy day number 1, please let me know down in the comment section below. Toss over that like button, show me some support. Next videos will be a lot more different. Right now I'm just trying to finish up fire making, So there will be, you know, lots more skilling, lots more bossing, you know, Slayer, monsters, bosses, oh my god, running around naked in RuneScape, stuff like that. It's gonna be crazy. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Love all you guys. It's almost like a little like TV episode, if you want to think about it. You know, 20 minutes or so and then commercials. That's pretty crazy. Now I'm just rambling. So yeah, guys, I just want to keep talking. I don't know what to do. I just have to end it. Peace.